Okay, so let's just dive right in with this image we're looking at today, because it is, I mean, it's pretty intense.
It really is.
You've got this incredibly vibrant, flower-like, hypersaturated pinks and golds just bursting open.
Right. But it's not in some peaceful manicured garden.
No, not at all. It is erupting straight out of this dark, swirling, just chaotic-looking mud. The contrast is almost, aggressive.
It creates a kind of visual shock, doesn't it? And that's the whole point. We're breaking down a concept called bloom from the mud. And it's a specific framework for finding enlightenment that completely rejects that standard advice we always hear, fix your life to be happy.
Which is funny because that is the standard narrative, isn't it? I'll be happy when I move, or I'll be happy when I get that promotion.
Exactly.
But this source seems to be arguing that that whole approach is just fundamentally broken, that happiness isn't about changing the scenery, but about how you grow inside of it.
And to really get that, we have to look at how this text defines the mud. It's not just, having a bad day.
It's deeper than that.
Much deeper. The mud is your specific set of circumstances. So this could be past trauma, a toxic environment you're in right now, or even just a constantly troubled mind.
I have to stop you there for a second because I found this part of the source a little confronting. It says you cannot change your environment. That feels incredibly restrictive. I mean, obviously, people move, they leave jobs, they end relationships. Is it really saying we're just stuck?
It's a fair question. But if you look closer, the source is getting at something deeper than just your physical location.
Okay.
You can change your zip code, sure, but you can't sanitize the entire world. You can't erase the past.
Yeah.
And wherever you go, you bring your own mind with you.
Right. The mud follows you.
The mud is the inherent messiness of just being alive. It's always there in some form.
So if you spend all your energy trying to scoop out all the mud before you let yourself be happy, you're basically waiting for a day that's never going to come.
And worse, you're focusing on the container, not the content. The text makes a really sharp observation here.
What's that?
That there are plenty of people with the perfect clean container, the wealth, the status, the perfect Instagram life.
Sure.
But the source calls them empty and dark inside. They might have avoided the mud, but they also never bloomed.
Because they confused comfort with enlightenment. Okay, so if the mud is the constant, the thing we can't really control, then the variable we can control is the flower.
This is the pivot. This is the whole point.
Yeah.
The flower, in this analogy, is your enlightenment.
But with a key distinction.
Yes. It's an awakening that happens within the environment. You aren't blooming in spite of the mud, you're blooming out of it. The mud is the raw material.
That completely reframes the struggle. The source uses this instruction, cultivate your inner light. It talks about polishing the heart. I'll be honest, that sounds a little poetic. Practically speaking, what does polishing the heart actually look like here?
Well, it's surprisingly pragmatic. It's about shifting your focus.
Yeah.
If you can't scrub the world clean, you have to polish your own internal lens to see clearly through the grime.
So it's an active process.
A very active process.
Yeah.
It's deciding to shine brightly regardless of what's going on around you.
That connects directly to a line later in the reading that really stuck with me.
Which one?
Life is a book of problems. Blooming your single flower is the answer to this fundamental challenge.
That is the core philosophy right there. We usually see problems as interruptions to our life. We think, once this is over, then my real life can start.
Right, I'll just get through this.
But this framework argues the problems are the medium. The mud isn't a barrier to the flower. It's the soil it grows in.
Which suggests that your enlightenment is actually a direct response to your suffering. Without the pressure from the mud, the flower has no reason to push upwards.
Precisely. The darker the mud, the more necessary that light becomes. Your specific challenges are sort of the custom nutrients required for your specific kind of growth.
So if you're feeling completely bogged down right now, it doesn't mean you're failing at happiness. You're just in the mud phase of the process.
You're in the only place where blooming is even possible.
It's a really compelling argument against escapism, then. You don't wait for the mud to dry up before you start living.
And you certainly don't waste your time wishing you were in someone else's garden.
So before we wrap this deep dive, I want to leave everyone with a final thought, building on this idea of a unique flower. If the mud is your specific personal circumstance, all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Then the question becomes, if that mud is the specific nutrient mix for your growth, What unique color, what special insight is your current struggle trying to help you produce? What can you bloom right now in this mud that you couldn't bloom anywhere else?